Well, it's the beginning of February, and what a beginning it is. It's a glorious day. The chickens are out having a little forage, and we also have our first eggs of the season.
Yay! Thank you, girls.
Back in production. Love it. Look at them, look.
They look really healthy too, don't they? Happy with that.
In today's programme, we shall be giving you our top tips for the month of February. February is a wonderful month. The days are that bit longer, and ever so slowly it gets that bit warmer. Not to say that we can't get more snow. We'll definitely get some more frosty nights. But certainly here in our Norfolk garden, where we garden in Zone 9A, we will start to feel the effects of it slowly starting to warm up. Net result is there's much more we can do during the month of February. Of course, during February we're hurtling towards spring. As we go into March, that will already be starting to happen. And as I look at these soft fruit, these are summer fruiting raspberries and the blackberry, you can see that these buds are now shooting. Now, of course, the blackberry, that was pruned back end of last November. We had a video about that, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Also in December, we cut back the autumn fruiting raspberries. If you haven't done this job yet, this is your last call. February is the last month when you get the chance to do that, because very soon they too will be sprouting once again. And then these summer fruiting raspberries, ours haven't done this, but sometimes when you cut these back at the end of their growing season, at the end of summer, they can be up here. And if they are, cut them back to the height of your trellis. That just saves them getting caught by summer winds and snapping. You don't really be wanting that. And also, of course, not only is it the last call for the autumn fruiting raspberries, but also your red currant bushes and black currants, and any apples that you may have growing in your garden. I always find it a really good idea before we start really getting into the sowing, just to check in particular the undersides of your module trays or pots, because you'll often find that there'll be a snail or a slug hiding within them. And of course, we have enough of those anyway, don't we?
Certainly do.
We don't really want to encourage them to be hiding under here, crawling up at night and eating your lovely, lovely plants. So do take a look at them before you sow anything. Now, of course, you wouldn't have been up to too much during the winter period. For starters, the ground is often very frozen. But February is a good time to be starting tidying your garden up. If you've got grass paths like we have, then we need to be cutting back the edges to where they originally were. That will immediately make the garden start to feel much better. And of course, at some point, probably during February, at least here in our garden, I'll need to be getting the lawnmower out. So do give that a quick service, have a look at it, top the oil up, and check the blade. You may be needing a new blade. I certainly think ours does this season. It's been there for the last 2 or 3 years, and we use our mower quite a lot, so that is a job that I've got to do. But also things like your garden tools, where they need to be sharp. If they're no longer sharp and they've gone blunt, then get them nice and sharp so that everything is ready to go whenever you need them as spring approaches. Although that we all try to take precautions by staking these plants, and obviously taller plants is what it really affects. If your plants are lifted by the frost, it's a good idea just to firm them back down. And also, of course, windrock, that can often loosen the plants. So again, just firm them down so that their roots are in good contact with the soil once again. It would have been February, certainly for us. Our potatoes will go out into the ground around about mid to late March. So it's time for us to be chitting our potatoes. And if you're a chitter, you'll need to be doing yours too. If you're not sure, if you're new to gardening and watching this channel for the first time, you're not sure what we're talking about, then do go to our potato playlist where you'll find a video to chit or not to chit. And it'll explain everything there. Of course, February means that there's a bit more sowing that we can do. We started our new series off for this season, Sow With Us. There'll be about 3 Sow With Us during the month of February because there is much more that we can sow now. And if you are going to be sowing, it's a really good idea to start them off in modules and take them down to your house where it's that bit warmer, and they will germinate much quicker than leaving them in a cold frame or in a cold greenhouse. They're fine to go in there or into a poly. Once they've germinated, they'll need a certain amount of warmth to get them going. So take them down to your house, conservatory, bedroom windowsill, just where the sun hits the window to help that compost warm up and aid the germination process. And of course, the quicker germination means that you're extending the growing season. It'll be doing its growing in the module for its first 4 weeks of its life, rather than that being sown outside, where it will take a lot longer to germinate. And then we get our harvest much earlier, which then means that soil becomes available for you to plant something else and get a second crop out of it during the growing season. Chickens are having fun, Mrs. W. They're hopping about.
They are. They love being out, don't they?
And yes, they do love being out. They're happy chooks. I'm getting a bit hungry now. Fancy a nice piece of egg on toast with these lovely, fresh Bantam's eggs.
1 each, would you say?
Oh no. All for me and none for you.
We have to share, Barry.
So if you want to see what you could be sowing and what's coming up, do look out for the thumbnail Sow With Us. And then you can see what we're doing, which will then alert you to know what you could or need to be sowing, depending on where you are in the country, indeed in the world. Do let us know in the comments what you're doing in February. Have you got anything else to add that the rest of our viewers could be doing that we've missed out? These are just our top tips. Do let us know what you should be sowing during this month. I noted in the comments during January that many of you would be starting your seeds off during the month of February. So let us know what you're going to be doing. Have a great gardening week, won't you all? And we shall see you next time.